Hi guys, Elliott here of Elliott Tech Show. Now I just thought I would do a tour of my home network, as I thought you may find it quite interesting. Anyway, nonetheless, I am in the kitchen and that is where my network starts. And what you see in front of you is a cabinet what contains a lot of the network equipment that is located in this room. Now on the bottom shelf we have a Sony Hi-Fi with one of the speakers. Next to that we have a 1000 volt amp hour Belkin UPS that protects all the equipment in this room minus the TV. On the top shelf above the Hi-Fi and UPS, on the far left we have a Vigor 130 VDSL modem. Next to that we have an 8-port 10100 switch what connects the VDSL modem to the router on both the WAN and LAN ports. Further to the right we have an 8-port gigabit switch what connects all the devices together in this room to the router, like the TV, set-top box, NAS drive, etc. Then on the far right on the top shelf we have my Asustor AS5004T 4-bay NAS drive what I have upgraded the RAM inside to the maximum amount of 8GB. Now for what hard drives are inside it, on the far left bay I have a 6TB Western Digital Red Pro hard drive, and for the hard drive on the far right I have a 1TB Western Digital Velociraptor 10K hard drive. The hard drive on the left is used for general purpose, the hard drive on the right is used for CCTV stuff. Above my NAS drive and above the cabinet I have my main router, what's an Asus AC66U wireless AC router. There's also a little FM aerial for the Hi-Fi there as well, and there's a extension down there what's got the various things plugged into it that of course goes to the UPS. And then this is my Panasonic TV that is from around 2010. It is an early 3D TV, and what you're currently seeing is the interface for my NAS drive. It supports Kodi, what's a media center, as well as Google Chrome, YouTube, surveillance, so I can view my IP cams, as well as the management interface, as well as Netflix, Spotify and Chromium. Now, below my TV I have a UView box what's 1TB in capacity, as well as a 3D Blu-ray player that came with my TV. Here you see the other speaker for the Hi-Fi, as well as the main landline phone, and there's also a photo frame there between the TV and the cabinet, as well as my Apple TV, what is I think the second or third generation. I got it about 3 or 4 years ago. Anyway, also on the coffee table I have all the remotes for the equipment in this room, like the TV remote, Blu-ray player remote, UV box remote, Apple TV remote, photo frame remote, Hi-Fi remote, as well as a keyboard and mouse what I have in my hand to manage the interface for the NAS drive. Anyway, I shall now move it into the data cabinet in the hall, as that concludes the equipment in this room. So you will next see the data cabinet in my hallway. Now this is the 6U data cabinet in the hallway cupboard, as I mentioned. And first of all, at the very top we have a 24-port Cat6 patch panel. Here we have a USB printer server from TP-Link. And here we have a home energy monitor from FSG Engage. Now this is an 8-port gigabit switch, and below that we have an 8-port 10100 switch with 4 other ports being PoE enabled that is used for the external IP cams. We also have a single bay Seagate NAS drive that is used to back up from the main NAS drive in the kitchen. And then here we have some USB connections as well as a VGA connection to accommodate a small computer. The VGA and one of the USB connections go below the cabinet to accommodate a monitor and keyboard and mouse, and the other USB connection goes above the data cabinet to the UPS, what is a 1500 volt amp UPS from APC. Now regarding the colours of these cables, the yellow cable is the feed from the kitchen, the orange cable goes to the single bay NAS drive, and the other one is spare. It used to feed a small computer that was in here. The green cables feed a network port in the front spare bedroom, as well as the SmartThings hub. The blue cables feed my bedroom as well as my workshop upstairs, and the red cables are for the outside IP cams. Now lastly, it's worth noting that this box here is to do with the alarm system and is not related to the network. And that pretty much concludes this data cabinet in the hall, so I shall next continue the video in my workshop upstairs, where I've got another IP cam as well as a wireless access point. I am now in my workshop upstairs, and on the wall there you see a single Cat6 network socket as well as a single UK main socket that both go back to the data cabinet, what I showed you in the previous segment. The UK main socket is also protected by the UPS, what also protects the data cabinet as therefore mentioned. Now that socket provides power to the wireless access point as well as the Foscam IP cam up there, what is in Foscam FI9826P PTZ cam with a 3x optical zoom. Regarding the access point, it is an old wireless router from Belkin running in wireless access point mode. We also have a 12-way power strip on the bench, what provides power to the Mac Mini as well as a monitor. However, that power strip is plugged into the socket over there. So essentially, the socket by the network port is for network equipment only, like the access point and IP cam. Anyway, that pretty much concludes my workshop, so I shall next continue the video in my bedroom downstairs. I am now in my bedroom, and the other network socket that I was talking about is under my desk and connects directly to my computer via Cat6 cable. I also have a Denon network streamer DNP720AE that also connects to my network. It is connected via mains power LAN sender, and the other end of that is behind the TV in the kitchen that I forgot to show you at the beginning of this video. Anyway, I shall now move into the spare bedroom to finish and conclude this home network tour off. Lastly but not least is the network socket in the spare bedroom, what is this room right here. It is above the switch fuse spur, what is for the outside lights. Anyway, this network socket is wired in Cat5e cable, as gigabit Ethernet should be sufficient for the future of what this network socket will be used for. If you're wondering why it looks a bit messy around the socket, it is because this room has recently been refurbished and the touch-ups still need to be done. Anyway, that pretty much concludes my home network tour for 2016, so I hope you liked the video, and until next time can I say thanks for watching and goodbye.